On Sunday, we had the Hungarian Grand Prix. I thought it was a fun race, tense, very exciting. And the story of the race to me is Red Bull. Max Verstappen started 10th on the grid and won the race. And Sergio Perez was 11th on the grid. He finished in 5th. Lewis Hamilton started the race in 7th. He finished in 2nd. And, George Russell started in pole position, got on the podium. But the big story, so Red Bull moved up a bunch. Ferrari during the race fell back a lot. Carlos Sainz started in 2nd. Charles Leclerc started in 3rd, and neither Ferrari got on the podium. And going into the race, this felt like a huge opportunity for Ferrari to outscore Red Bull. Like, finally, hey, Ferrari needs some points. They need a win. This is the opportunity for them to do that. And here's what happened. Max Verstappen won the race. He went from 10th to 1st. That's a very impressive performance to me. Lewis Hamilton got 2nd. He started in 7th. He went from 7th to a podium finish. And then George Russell got 3rd. He fell 2 spots from P1 to P3 down the race. Again, here are the race results. Max Verstappen got 1st for Red Bull. Lewis Hamilton got 2nd for Mercedes. George Russell gave Mercedes a double podium with 3rd. Carlos Sainz got 4th. Sergio Perez got 5th. And Charles Leclerc, after starting in a podium spot, finished the race in 6th. And then in the McLaren-Alpine battle, in 7th, we got Lando Norris for McLaren. In 8th was Fernando Alonso with Alpine. In 9th was Esteban Ocon for Alpine. And the other McLaren was 15th, Daniel Ricciardo. No points for Danny Rick. Ferrari got leapfrogged, man, by both Red Bull and Mercedes. And not to beat a dead horse, literally and metaphorically, because Ferrari's, they're like a stallion, the horse. Not to beat a dead horse, but it was another disappointing race for Ferrari. And isn't it sad? Just like, man. They didn't have enough pace. They didn't have a good enough tire strategy. Their tire strategy was lacking, in my opinion. And I walked away from this race in Hungary truly believing that Red Bull and Max Verstappen are going to repeat as world champions. I just don't see it happening any differently right now. It would take a colossal failure now, a collapse of epic proportions for Red Bull to not win the world title and for Max to not win the world title. And I'm even convinced now there's a real chance that Mercedes can catch Ferrari and finish in 2nd in the constructors' standings. Because Ferrari, I've lost all confidence, man. They're falling farther and farther behind. Now, there were a lot of fun moments in this race. There was looming rain all day, fun tire strategy that was interesting. On lap 30, there was a really fun battle between Charles Leclerc and George Russell for 1st. Now, the race took a turn on lap 39. And I probably should have seen this coming all along because, a lot of people started on soft tires and Charles Leclerc's medium tires didn't go very far into the race. But on lap 39, Charles Leclerc went to pit lane and put on hard tires. And he'd already used, his first 2 tire compounds were medium tires that he had already used. So he had to put on hard tires because you need to use at least 2 different tire compounds during a race. And with 30 laps to go, soft tires were not going to work for Charles Leclerc. And he put on hard tires, but that really limited Charles Leclerc's pace. He did not have enough pace at all, and he slowly fell farther and farther back on the grid. And so Ferrari had another failure, I would call it, this past weekend. And this time it was a mix of pace and tire strategy. Rain created some drama on the final lap. Max Verstappen had a big lead in first by about 8 or 9 seconds on the final lap. And rain made it tense because there was zero margin for error there. You can't afford to spin out. He had spun out once before earlier in the race and got very lucky. It didn't affect him really. But on that last lap with it raining and there was a tense moment where I'm like, is he going to win? He still's got to finish this lap. And I remember being like, if he spins out, it's going to cost him victory and he can't afford that. So there was some tension there. But for the most part, the focus of this race to me is that 10th to 1st for Max is incredible. Lewis Hamilton got on a podium again. Mercedes got a double podium for the 2nd week in a row. And Ferrari, is just disappointing. Ferrari, I just got no confidence in. Now, here are the F1 standings after Hungary. In the driver's standings, Max Verstappen leads with 258 points. Second is Charles Leclerc with 178 points. Sergio Perez is in third with 173 points. In fourth is George Russell with 158 points. Right behind him is Carlos Sainz with 156 points. And then sixth is Lewis Hamilton with 146 points. Look at how much ground Mercedes has gained on Ferrari. It's unbelievable. Here are the team and constructors standings. In first right now, you got Red Bull. 431 points, almost 100 points ahead of the next closest competitor, Ferrari. Ferrari's in second right now with 334 points. And then right behind him, about a race victory and a half away, is Mercedes in third with 304 points. They are challenging Ferrari and have a shot to overtake them. And then fourth right now in Formula One is Alpine with 99 points, and fifth is McLaren with 95 points. Alpine is now ahead of and continuing to hold the lead over McLaren. The two most competitive battles right now in Formula One are Ferrari against Mercedes for second, and then Alpine against McLaren for fourth. It's fun. It's interesting. I'm excited for that. It cannot be. The next race in Formula One it's going to be a while. I forgot. We're headed into summer break. So the next race is not until August 28th. We got a while. That's going to be the Belgian Grand Prix. And so we got a long break now. A lot of football content coming up ahead because the rest of this month is going to be basically no Formula One. The next race is the Belgian Grand Prix on August 28th, Sunday. And we will see, with not many races left, the year is dwindling. Can Red Bull hang on to the lead? Can Mercedes pass Ferrari? And who will be fourth, McLaren or Alpine?